Good morning, guys. So I'm making my lemon water. Basically, I put this to 50 degrees. Now it's at 8, and I'm just gonna let it warm up, and then I'm going to make my lemon water. By the way, I use filtered water to do this because it's not gonna boil it, so it's always good that you use a good filtered water. So now that my water is warmed up, I'm gonna just pour it here into the glass. And then I'm gonna do what I do every morning, which is film myself, you know, making my lemon water, which is what I always do. So I put my song on. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing what I eat in a day, and I get asked to do this so much. I've tried to do it on Instagram, but I find that because I'm always posting stories and posting so many things in between, it's not as clear. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you a regular day in the life of, I guess, my stomach and what I eat. I'm gonna timestamp the portions of while I'm eating or when I show you what I'm eating so that you have a good idea of the times that I eat. Just saw me do my lemon water, which I do every single morning. You see it every day on Instagram. I've done it before on a YouTube segment, so I'm not gonna get into why I do it because you guys should already know. If you don't, you can go watch my lemon water video below. My thing is that I really try to eat 5 or 6 smaller meals a day. Throughout my entire life, I would always go to nutritionists, dietitians, whatever, and they'd always say, eat 5 small meals a day. And I was like, hey, that's really annoying. I felt like it was a lot of effort. I felt like I didn't want to eat that much. So I guess I used to eat 3 big meals a day. And to be honest, eating this way, 5 or 6 small meals, you feel so much less bloated, you digest your foods better, and honestly, I've stayed a lot trimmer. You should really be eating every 3 to 4 hours so that your body never really goes into that starvation mode and you don't make bad decisions, because I find that if I don't eat every 3 hours, next thing you know, I'm grabbing for chips, I'm going for crackers, I'm going for all the wrong things. If you want to avoid doing that, the best thing to do is sort of always keep yourself satisfied, stable, and never really hungry. So now I'm gonna do what I do every single morning and make my bulletproof coffee, and then I'm gonna go film. So you have your 10 ounces of coffee. Literally the best part of my whole day. I love starting my day with bulletproof coffee. It's exciting for me to make it. I don't know why, but it is. And it's really, really changed my life. It gives me an amazing base for the day. And the reason for that is that when you get all those good fats, you're actually using the fat as fuel and energy for the day. So I have a lot more energy. I feel great. My digestion feels on point. And not just that, but I find that it sort of curbs my sugar and carb cravings for the rest of the day. So I tend to make really good choices after having my bulletproof coffee. I don't crave the wrong things. When I'm on vacation, on the days that I don't have bulletproof coffee, I really notice a difference on the types of things that I end up craving. So it's made a huge difference in my life. If you want to know more about it, you can go watch my bulletproof coffee video. My breakfast, this is my overnight oats. I prepared them last night. I will post the recipe in the description below on this video. And then what I've done is I wash my berries in cold water and apple cider vinegar, and then I lay them out to dry so that when I store them, they don't get mushy. I'm just gonna top this now with a bunch of berries, some raspberries, and then a big handful of blueberries. And then sometimes I will add a little bit of granola just to give it some crunch, but today I'm not going to. Also inside of here, you already have hemp seeds, flax seeds, collagen, a little bit of coconut sugar and cinnamon, and then homemade almond milk. And I just find this is an amazing breakfast. It tastes delicious and it fills me up for the day. And I'm only gonna probably have lunch around 1 or 1:30, so it's just a great way to start my day. 2 to 2.5 hours later, I eat my actual breakfast, which usually consists of overnight oats, steel cut oats, I'll do sometimes a piece of Ezekiel bread with like an organic egg and an organic egg white, some avocado. Breakfast for me is pretty simple and easy. I know a lot of people struggle at finding, you know, healthy things to eat for breakfast, but the 4 things that I just mentioned are really, really good options. Another thing that I often will have is a protein shake. I'll put in some collagen, I'll put in some berries, I'll put in some homemade almond milk or macadamia nut milk, and all different types of things. So you're getting all your different food groups in one smoothie or shake, and it's super delicious and beneficial. So here's another option of an amazing breakfast that I have all the time, which is a really good breakfast shake or smoothie. So I'm always having my breakfast after a workout, so it's important that I get in my protein. In my classic go-to breakfast shake, I have I'll put in about 2 or 3 tart cherries, some red raspberries, some organic blueberries, and some frozen kale. I always buy my fruits frozen and organic because it just gives the shake a really good texture, and then I don't have to put ice in. Then I'll do 1 scoop of Dr. Mercola's vegan protein and 1 scoop of collagen peptides. So a regular serving size would be 2 scoops and 2 scoops, but I just do half and half so that I can get in my collagen as well. More recently, I've been adding in a lot of moringa, and that is because moringa is basically like a nature's multivitamin. So I add that in. It doesn't have a strong taste. And then I also add in about a tablespoon of raw coconut butter. Artisana is one of my favorites. The other one would be Destiny. And then I make my own milks every week, and I usually do an almond milk that I save really for the overnight oats. And then I'll do, this one's a macadamia and cashew mix. So I'll do about 3/4 of a cup of the macadamia and cashew mix, and then I'll do about 2/3 a cup of filtered water. And then bam, you have the most delicious, creamy, amazing shake. And I top it usually with some Purely Elizabeth granola to give it a little crunch, and then I enjoy. Every day it really changes. I switch it up so I don't get bored, and I suggest that you guys do the same. Most of my recipes are available on KG's Kitchen. Most of my breakfasts that I just mentioned are all up there, so if you ever need some extra inspo, you could check it out over there. So depending on the day, depending on my schedule, like for example on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I generally go spinning at 7, then I do a class at my gym at 12. I know I'm crazy, but it is what it is. So I won't be eating till around 1:30. In that case, I'll generally do a mid-morning snack where I'll kind of have either like a fruit, or I'll have half a bar, like maybe an apple, maybe some grapes, maybe some berries, or I'll do like half a Go Macro bar, half a Raw Rev Glow bar. All the things mentioned in this video will be in the description below as usual, so you can check it out all over there. Yes, depending on what the day is, depending on how busy I am and what time I'm gonna have my lunch at, I will either do a mid-morning snack or I won't. It really just depends on the hour that I'm gonna have lunch. Another snack that I generally go to and I always have on me is the Raw Rev Glow bars, a Go Macro bar, and if I'm lucky enough to have some elemental bars, then I'll take these as well. These are probably my 4 favorite types of bars. Raw Rev Glow being my #1 favorite because they are the lowest in sugar, highest in protein. The ingredients are super clean. You're getting a ton of different superfoods. They do contain peanut butter, which is not my absolute favorite, but it's a high quality peanut butter, and it's really the only time that I'm having peanuts. So these are my go-tos. Other ones that I love are Go Macro, especially this specific flavor. The only issue with Go Macro is that they do have a lot of sugar in them, but it's all natural sugar, and these are the only real bar that are certified clean, meaning that all the ingredients inside are super clean. So we will not sort of store them as fat, we'll use them as energy. So I'm a really big fan of Go Macro as well because it's a super clean bar. And then last but not least, Elemental Superfood Seed Bar. I'm legitimately obsessed. This is the best tasting bar there is. Also filled with amazing ingredients, super, super filling. It has Brazil nuts, it has buckwheat, it has pumpkin seeds, it has pink Himalayan sea salt. I absolutely love them. So I will usually do maybe half a bar in the morning sometimes, depending on what time I ate breakfast. And if not, I'll have one in the afternoon around 4 o'clock. So when it comes to lunch, I usually eat lunch out. At one point I was really trying hard to eat lunch more at home, but to be honest with you, that's really like my social hour. That's where I catch up with friends. I'll generally make plans for lunch because that's really the only time that I have to see people anymore. So we'll catch up over lunch. I go to a variety of different restaurants in Montreal, or sometimes I pick up lunch, but in general I go out and I usually will have something like a big salad with all different types of fresh vegetables, plant protein like some quinoa or chickpeas or lentils, or I'll do a lean protein like some chicken or salmon or tuna. It just really depends on the day. It always varies. But if you guys watch me a lot on Instagram, you'll kind of get an idea because I generally do show my lunch. One of the places I go to the most is Arthur's. Always accommodate me. A lot of the restaurants that I go to often, and they accommodate my dietary needs. The waitresses there know me and they'll be like, hold on, we have to like write down all your specifications. When I eat out, I ask them to follow, you know, my guidelines and the things that I need. And in general, people are pretty good about it because, you know, a lot of people have food tolerances these days and it is what it is. For lunch, I try to eat a lot. I know most people eat their biggest meal as dinner. I do too, but I'm really trying to make it that my lunch is my biggest meal. Try to generally have either, you know, a big salad or a sandwich with gluten-free bread or a piece of lean protein, some like rice or some quinoa, some veggies. I'm really trying to get most of the food groups that I can in one meal. This is my go-to favorite salad from Arthur's. My friend owns it and she'll make it for me. So it's a bunch of raw vegetables, a little bit of tahini, it's a chicken scoop made with grain-fed chicken and tahini and hummus. There's no mayo, some fermented cabbage, and dressing always on the side so I can portion it out. After lunch, I like pretty much run around and get errands done. And then around 3, 4 o'clock, I usually get that hunger craving and I will generally have my afternoon snack. You guys are very interested in my afternoon snacks. It seems as though finding good snack options is really hard for people because in general we go to packaged and processed things because we don't really have the time midday to start making stuff. So what I always suggest is that on Sundays or whatever day you have off of work, go buy a bunch of great vegetables, some carrots, some radishes, some cucumbers, cut them up, have them ready to go in Tupperwares or in Ziplocs because I find in the afternoon we really crave crunchy things, and I think having things like carrots or radishes, maybe dipped in some hummus, is a really, really good snack idea because it just craves that like crunchy craving. Otherwise, I mean, I shouldn't really have them as much as I do. As you guys know, I have a severe addiction to siete tortilla chips, so I'll sometimes have like a little bowl of those with my kombucha. But I'm trying these days not to have it as much because I don't know where to stop. Like I end up eating a bag a day. It's ridiculous. Another thing I do always, like not always, but most days, is I have half or a full kombucha. The thing with kombucha that's so awesome, it has tons of vitamins and minerals and pre and probiotics. It's super good for you, but the bubbles in it make you feel really full. So it's a great thing to have around like 3, 4 o'clock when you're starting to get that like before dinner hunger. So I always have probably half or a full one a day. Sometimes I don't have them, sometimes I do have them, but I do find that it's an awesome way to sort of keep yourself full and give you a little boost of energy before dinner. It's 4:30 p.m. and I'm having my daily kombucha. This is something I usually have almost every day. If not every day, I'll have like them every other day, or I'll drink half a day. It depends on the day, but I find this is a great 4 or 5 o'clock snack when you start getting like that before dinner hunger. The bubbles really help keep you full. It gives you a little boost of energy and it is super beneficial and good for you. The gingerade and the lemonade are my 2 favorite flavors from GT's. You have to make sure that you're getting not too much sugar. In this entire bottle, you have 4 grams of sugar. So just check your labels and make sure you're not having a ridiculously high sugar one, because they have a ton of great flavors, but a lot of them are really filled with sugar. So it's not really that beneficial to you. So yes, kombucha is definitely in my day-to-day. Another great snack that I always have are things like a rice cake that I'll put some coconut butter and a little bit of like honey or some chia jam and some hemp seeds. I'll also sometimes do a cut up apple with some cinnamon and a little bit of almond butter. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. I'll generally go for like a fruit with a little bit of fat and then some protein that'll be like a hemp seed or something of that nature. If I'm really hungry and I've been really active that day, I'll do a protein shake if I didn't have one for breakfast. It varies day to day, but there's always also the option of having a bar. And I'm gonna do a full bar segment. I'm just waiting because I ordered a lot of bars to show you guys, so you'll have to wait on that one. But yeah, again, when it comes to bars, try and keep it, try and keep the grams of sugar low. If the grams of sugar are high, make sure that it's good quality natural sugars and that there's not like 10 different types of natural sugars, because that's never good either. Here is my afternoon snack today. This is one of my favorite go-to afternoon snacks. I take rice cakes. These are my favorite ones. They're by Lundberg Farms. What you really want to look for on rice cakes is the ingredients. And this is just one ingredient, organic brown rice. And that's all it really should be. It should just be what it says it is. So if it's brown rice, it should just have brown rice. So what I do is I do usually 2 of them. They're really thin. I'll do them with almond butter, and then I top the almond butter with chia jam or a little bit of honey, and then I'll add some hemp seeds on top for some protein and some fat. So I will make them up and show you how I eat them. So this is the final result. You have one that has almond butter, some chia seed jam, and about probably half a tablespoon of hemp seeds. And then the other one, you have almond butter, a little bit of honey, and some hemp seeds. This really satisfies that crunchiness, that sweetness, and it's very savory also. So I find this just really satisfying, and it tastes amazing, and it's all super beneficial. So it's a delicious, great go-to snack. I generally try to like write out my dinners on Sunday and then do one grocery for the week so that I kind of know what I need and I'm not running back and forth to the grocery store and spending a fortune on like useless groceries, because that's what I do, and I think that that's what like everyone does. Something catches your eye, you end up buying it, but you don't need it. So I try to make like a menu every Sunday. I usually post it on Instagram, and then I try to do a big grocery for the week. Sometimes I crave different things, so I'll just switch up the days. But in general, I always do some sort of lean protein. So either a chicken, ground turkey, like something with ground turkey, fish, shrimp, something like that. And then I'll do a gluten-free grain like brown rice, I'll do quinoa, I'll do lots of plant proteins like lentils or chickpeas. It just really depends on the day, but I'm trying to, again, get really balanced meals. So some sort of either lean protein or plant protein, things like sweet potato, things like butternut squash, stuff like that is awesome. And then I'm always trying to add in some veggies. So I'll do some broccoli, some green beans, some Brussels sprouts, a big salad with spinach and arugula. It just varies day to day, but in general, I'm trying to really get sort of all the food groups. And that's really what you want. You really want to be trying to get like an even amount of the food groups in every single meal. And you don't want to overeat either. It comes to protein, to do about like, the size of your palm, so like 4 to 6 ounces. I'm super active. I usually go for 6 ounces. 4 won't really fill me up. But that's sort of my go-to dinners. And I try to eat before 7 p.m. because I go to bed really early. I try to give myself like at least 2 hours before I go to bed where I'm not eating anything. So usually I eat by like 6:30. I know that that's not doable for everybody, but it's all relative to when you go to bed. For recently, I've been trying to do a few nights a week of vegan dinners, which I'm really loving. The only thing that I have to say about it, it's a lot of prep work. It's a lot of cutting of vegetables. It's a lot of like cutting of everything. And then it takes a really long time to make, and then it's done in a second. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to find like easier ways to make vegan things that aren't as complicated. So if you guys have any suggestions, you can leave a message below, comment below, and let me know. So tonight I'm making a full roasted cauliflower and some fish for dinner. So I made the sauce. It's on KG's Kitchen. I'll post the recipe below in the description. And in the recipe, it calls for Parmesan cheese. It's when I used to eat dairy that I had this recipe. So instead I mixed in or whisked in some Kite Hill, and I'm gonna cover this cauliflower with it and then roast it for about 50 minutes. This cauliflower actually takes a long time to cook, so I'm gonna put it in the oven now. With the cauliflower, I'm making a white fish. This is a black cod. I basically just buy whatever is fresh from the fish store that I go to. It's an ocean-wise sustainable fish store, so I get what's fresh. So this is a black cod, and it's a flakier fish. And the way I do this is I just really put some Himalayan sea salt, a little bit of pepper, and then I'm gonna put some olive oil before I put it in the oven. And then I bake it for about 10 minutes, and then I put all of these things on top. The recipe is also on KG's Kitchen, and I will tag it in the description below. This is the cauliflower baked. It's actually amazing. And then this is my portion of fish. Now I'm gonna portion out some of this to have, and then I have a little bit of arugula salad here with some balsamic vinegar and olive oil just to get some greens in. So you get your veggies, and lean protein and fats. So I'm just cutting it almost like a pizza, and then comes out like that. So it's just like a fun way to make cauliflower. And I'll probably have like another little quart or two. So after dinner, I generally like to have something a little bit sweet. So I'll usually have one of these. These are kukla. It's a brand from Montreal. All the ingredients are super clean. They're raw, they're vegan, they're amazing. So I'll usually have like one of these, or I'll slice a banana in half and then put some honey or some chopped nuts. But this is a great little snack. They're super low in calorie and just, they really feed that sweet craving after dinner. Now I've explained sort of the way that I eat. I've explained, you know, how I kind of do my meals. I've showed you what I eat. And I hope that that was helpful to you guys. I hope that now you get a better idea of how you should be eating, how I eat, and how often I eat and how much I eat, because I know it's something that you guys really want to know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, comment below. Everything will be listed in the description below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week.